Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at upcoming Gacha games for April 2025 and a little bit beyond. We'll also talk about some betas that I think will be coming up. There's some really nice games in this one that I am super excited for, and some others that I'm not so excited for, but I wanted to put on your radar anyway, just in case. So let's get into it. And before we get into it, I do have to give a massive shout out to this video's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. And before you skip it, just listen to me on this one. I have actually started a new channel for Raid Shadow Legends, which I will leave in the description as well, because after one of the other games that is going to be on this list in this video, after I played through a beta on it, I realized how much I loved these grindy type games, and so I went in and I tested Raid. The last time I had played this game was in its soft launch about 7 years ago, and I got into it and I started really enjoying the grind. Now, the awesome thing about the game is it's just gone through its 6-year anniversary, and with this game, you guys know me as the re-rolling sweat lord. Now, they do something a bit different where they give creators download links and let you customize some champions that you can get to a certain extent. And so I grinded the game for about a month before I decided to start the new channel. And when they let me make my link, I chose some of the champions that I'm like, if I was re-rolling, these are like 3 of the champions I would want to reroll for, and then we've actually got an extra legendary. So if you use the link in the description below to start playing, and you can jump into my channel, you can join my Discord for the game as well, and we can help you guys out. But you will get 4 free champions, 1 legendary, Elenaril, who is a really nice poisoner, and then on top of that, we do have Tagoar, who is a reviver, a healer, a speed buffer, also has a single target defense buff. The dude is an absolute monster, and he basically carries your entire progression. He's that support that everyone wishes they had when they started the game. Then after that, we get the Mausoleum Mage. This guy has your cleansing, he has your immunity, defense buff, healing, gauge boosting, speed slow. Once again, another really stacked character. And then the other one that we do get is going to be your Uugo, who is a later game specialist who has AoE defense break, block buffs for the enemy. You've got some leech, which allows you to heal, especially when you deal damage to bosses. On top of that, she has an effect where if your entire team's dead, she gains invincible and a speed buff, and then she will use this ability to go ahead and revive her entire team. So she has a ton as well. So those are 4 champions you can get, and then they also have a bunch of beginner codes to help you get a champion of your choosing. We've got Wukong that you can get using Monkey King. We got the one that I'm playing through with using Supreme 6 to get Supreme Gallic, who is an absolute monster for progression, who I absolutely love. So there is a great start you can get in the game right now in Raid Shadow Legends. And once again, I have been having so much fun grinding out the game, playing through it basically as fast as I can in the general way that I play every game that I play, which is super sweaty and free to play. So once again, Raid going through its 6-year anniversary. If you want to jump into the game and get into a bit more of a grindy game as opposed to what all the casual stuff we're seeing lately is, then I definitely recommend it. Once again, you can check out my channel. You can join my Discord for the game. We've got a bunch of guys in there grinding it out with me. But once again, massive shout out goes to Raid for sponsoring this video. So the first game that we have releasing in April is on April 10th, and that is Black Beacon. Now, this one is an action RPG. As I understand it, it is done by former Punishing Grey Raven people, developers, so not current, it's not Kuro Games or anything like that, but it is people who used to work on Punishing Grey Raven, and I think that really comes out when you take a look at the combat in this game. It is an action RPG, but for me, this is a positive. It is not open world. I am pretty much just getting exhausted with open world games. It's just too much for the gameplay that I personally like. I know some people love it, but this one is one of those instance-based ones, kind of like Punishing Grey Raven, where you jump in and you take your characters into action combat. This one actually looks really clean. I haven't played it yet, but I will be covering it in the lead up to the launch of it. So if you want to see some more from Black Beacon, I will have it on this channel specifically. So definitely keep an eye out for that. But this one, I think it just looks really promising. It's one of those like sort of ones that's been pretty low key. I haven't heard many people talking about it, but when you actually watch some of the trailers and some of the gameplay, it looks really solid. So that one, once again, Black Beacon, coming out on April 10. Now, the next game on my list here is Summoner's War Rush. Now, I don't have any trailers for you. I haven't seen an official trailer for the game yet. I could be losing my mind having not seen one. Now, I believe the game is out in Thailand or something like that, but you need a VPN to get into it. There are some videos if you want to search up some gameplay of people playing it. I just didn't have approval from anyone, so I just thought we'd look at some of the images. But basically, Summoner's War, for those that don't know, I played this game, the first Summoner's War, for 5 years before I even made content for anything. So I have a soft spot for Summoner's War in my heart that I absolutely love, but they have tried to make rebrands of the Summoner's War, new games in the Summoner's War IP, a lot of times, and it's never really worked. Now, this one is meant to be an idle game slash tower defense. So it's got the tower defense models, but then it's also got this, roaming thing. Think something like if you ever saw Seven Deadly Sins Idle, it kind of reminds me of that, where your characters are just walking around a world all the time and just smacking enemies as they come to get idle loot. You don't get to control even ultimates or anything like that like you do in an idle game, but then they do have the tower defense, which is more the core gameplay. So it feels like, Seven Deadly Sins Idle type, AFK system to gain loot, and then we do have the the different stages and the sort of tower defense gameplay in it as well. Now, this is one I will check out when it comes to global. I'm not overly excited for it. Like I said, even though I do have a soft spot for Summoner's War, it's one of those ones where I don't know. I just feel like Comtois are struggling with a lot of the games. They made a new Era of Light probably a year ago, and it was literally a one-for-one copy pasta of AFK Arena down to character skills to the dot. I was looking at that game and I'm this is this character from AFK Arena. It was real bad. So I'm losing a bit of faith in Comtois and their ability to actually make games other than Summoner's War, because at the end of the day, Summoner's War is still a great game. But this one is due for release on April 30, as I understand it, on Android. Then iOS is the following month, but Android apparently April 30, and once again it does have an early access version in, I believe it's Thailand, if you want to go hunt it down and try and play it with an APK and also using a VPN apparently. So that is Summoner's War Rush. Once again, I'm not too sure. It's what I'll definitely check out, but I'm not going to go through the extra steps to check it out at this stage, just because I'm not overly excited about it. But that is that one if you are interested. The next game on our list is Game of Thrones King's Road. Now, this is also due for release on April 30, but it is already in a test version over on Steam if you want to jump in and take a look. This game, honestly, after playing Solo Leveling Arise, which I absolutely loved, which was a Netmarble action RPG game, I was kind of looking forward to seeing what this one had to offer, but it's one of those ones. It is an action RPG game. It looks like it has a massive world, and they work on the world building and sort of the story of it as well, the political drama and all that sort of stuff of Game of Thrones, if you've seen Game of Thrones. It does look very dated, but I mean, I think people who like that slower type action combat might really enjoy it. Me personally, I'm more of when I play action games. I'm not much of an action game guy. I'm too old now. My reaction times aren't quite as good. But I like the more fast, flashy ones personally. Whereas this one's a bit more of that slower type combat. I'm not going to compare it to Monster Hunter, but it's just that, it looks and it feels like it's going to be a bit of the slower, more telegraphed, more timing based and stuff like that. So it does look interesting. I'm curious to see how they develop the world, but I just don't know if it's one that I'm going to be able to dive into personally. Like I said, I did absolutely love Solo Leveling Arise by Netmarble, but this one, it does have the Game of Thrones IP, but I don't know if it's going to be enough for this one, but nonetheless, I do think if you like Game of Thrones and you like that sort of aesthetic with an action RPG, I think it's worth diving into and just giving a few days to play and see if you enjoy it, because it does look like they have put a bit of attention to the world. But like I said, we'll have to wait and see when it does release on April 30, unless you want to jump in early on Steam and take a look. And now for the final game on this list. Now, this one is not due for release until June 5. However, we do know there is a beta coming, so I anticipate that it could be in April or maybe early May, and that is Etheria Restart. Now, if you watched probably the previous video that I uploaded on this channel, it is talking about the release date of this game. This is a game that I absolutely loved. It is a turn-based game in the vein of Summoner's War, Epic 7, and Raid Shadow Legends. It is the game that drove me to go and play Raid, and Dude, I absolutely love this beta. I grinded it out so damn hard. I managed to finish rank 1 in the arena, which it's only limited players and stuff like that. But more so just to tell you how much I enjoyed it because I played it that much. I only made about 2 videos and I basically stopped making content on all my channels for 2 weeks because I was just playing this game non-stop. I absolutely loved it. Reminded me how much I love this genre of game. Not just turn-based gacha games, but the grindy turn-based gacha games with PvP focus. Now, if you hate PvP, this still does have a large amount of PvE. It's not not as story focused as games like Honkai Star Rail. Like I said, the content is more the combat, the strategy, the PvP, stuff like that. The game is the content as opposed to the story being the content, which is the way I personally prefer games. But this game is going to be like my main game on this channel. I am super looking forward to it. Once again, it is due for June 5. If you want to take a look at my entire first impressions of it from the beta, that video will be on the channel. But basically, the game I absolutely loved. It's a great format of game. They've done some unique things. There's no 50-50 on their rate up banners, which is absolutely fantastic. Dupes don't matter as much because they don't, like, you can still get small stat increases from the dupes, but the dupes do not unlock playability of a character. Nothing shits me more than having to pull 3 copies of a character and their weapon to go ahead and just unlock their full playstyle. This game, the full playstyle is unlocked when you get the character. The weapons in this game are not on banners, they're farmable, so it's just got a lot of quality of life and a lot of really good systems that I absolutely loved. Just sort of bringing this sort of grindy turn-based game into like the modern age with a lot of quality of life and cool little iterations that they've made to the game. So that is Etheria Restart. Once again, not releasing until June 5, but I wanted to put it on this list because I do believe we should get a beta sometime in April, maybe late April to early May. So keep an eye out for that one. When it comes, I will be covering it very heavily on the channel. And that covers all the games that I have on my list. If I missed any, please let me know in the comments and I can always make another video. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.